So good evening, everyone. This is the May 4th, 2020 Town of Pompey Board meeting. That's being held virtually by a Zoom conference. And that's allowed under the COVID provisions that Governor Cuomo has passed through executive orders for the time being. So could we all say the pledge? Start.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation under God, indivisible, with justice for all.
I'm looking at a flag, everybody, so we're doing it right.
Thank you, Judy. And that was pretty good. I've heard it better.
we'll get a cappella next.
Yes. Yeah. We have pretty much everyone that needs to be here on conference, except for Carl Dennis. And I'm concerned that he might not be able to.
I just sent him an email.
Okay, so hopefully he'll be able to join us. He was expected. But otherwise, we have all of our board members, our highway superintendent, Tom Purcell, our town clerk, Nikki Reed. I don't know where Tom Chartrand went, but I see him somewhere. Our bookkeeper, Bob Purcell, our code enforcement officer, and Tim Patesky, our town attorney for the town. So start with if we do have Tom Chartrand. If not, we'll skip him for the moment. But Tom, are you with us?
With you. For some reason, my video camera shut down.
Do you want me to put it out?
Well, I'm going to have to at this point until it restarts. So
You want to? We can go to Nikki and come back to you if you want to restart.
I've tried several times. It doesn't seem to want to cooperate. So if you don't mind just listening to me, I'll be glad to get my report.
You go right ahead.
Okay. Well, as expected, it's a very quiet month for us. As far as receipts go, not a whole lot of money coming in. Our NICLAS interest is dropped to about a third of what it was at January 1. We were at 1.54. We're down to 0.55. The good news is we're at about, in the general fund, we're at about 33% of our budget. So we're actually about where we should be. And our highway fund is at 30% of budget on interest. So we're not in too bad a shape. As far as the expenditure side goes, one thing we know for certain is our general insurance, A1910.4, we are $6,000 below budget. So that's a good number to have with us. As far as the rest of the spending goes, it was a pretty quiet month. That was the only big bill we had last month. And as you probably saw from the abstract I sent out, very quiet for bills this month as well, other than Tom Purcell's truck, which was actually purchased out of the 2019 budget. So that's not money from the 2020 budget. That's money we've been earning interest on since January of 2019. So not a bad thing.
Okay. Is there anything else? Anybody have any questions? Did everybody get a chance to review the document, the monthly report and the
Yes.
Yes, I did.
abstract?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we don't have Carl here to rush us through motions.
I make a motion. We accept this. I forgot what I was going to say. We accept Tom's budget.
Well, it's the supervisor's monthly statement, and it's the general abstract, which is the payment of bills this past month.
I'll second the motion for the payment of bills.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. So, let's take the supervisor's monthly statement separate from the payment of bills. We should do them in separate. So, do I have a motion to approve the supervisor's monthly statement.
I'll make that motion.
I
To
second.
approve it.
A second,
Second?
Judy
I
second.
second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Reconciliation of bank statements. I'm supposed to put that in your category, right?
Yes.
Okay. So has everybody looked at what Nikki sent?
Yeah,
Yes.
For her?
yeah.
And, what Tom for the supervisors? Bank statements?
Yes.
I'll make a motion that we accept both of the supervisor, town clerk, tax collector.
I
Thanks.
second it.
Nan made a motion, Judy seconds. Any discussion?
Nope.
Nope.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Tom, I didn't know if you wanted to address the intermunicipal agreement.
Okay. Yep, I'd be glad to.
Okay,
Both Fabius and Lafayette have approved the intermunicipal agreement for the swim lessons for this summer. And we will be reimbursed by those towns at $50 per student for each student from those towns that participates in our program. So at this point, we need to authorize Renee to sign the intermunicipal agreements from our side.
Tom, can I ask you a question? I thought it was like a graduated fee thing. Am I confusing something here? Like, I thought it was like the first child 55, the second was 50, and the third was 5.
Was less, I thought.
It's on our fee schedule. There were 3 different things. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is for people that are joining our program that are not from Fabius or are not from Lafayette. Those two municipalities that have entered into an intermunicipal agreement are just paying a straight $50 per student. It was set up that way to simplify when the paperwork came in from the other towns.
Okay. Understood.
So we do this now before the signups, or did we do this in January when we did the recontracting with the pool? We didn't do all this at the same time?
I thought we did the graduate fee depending on how many kids in the family. I think we did.
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
For everybody except for Fabius and Lafayette. So if they're a family from Cazenovia, they're a family from I don't know, Manlius or Fayetteville or something like that, they can join our program, but they pay those fees themselves.
Okay.
Whereas Lafayette and Fabius, the municipalities pay, and they pay $50 per child.
Yes, no matter what.
Okay.
Okay, thanks for the
Got it.
clarification. You got a few newbies on this board, so.
Got it. Got
I
it.
make a motion to authorize Renee to sign the intermunicipal agreement with Fabius
Second.
and Lafayette.
I made a motion, Sheila seconded it. Any discussion? I think we just had it.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Carl is calling me.
Oh,
Should I answer?
Yeah, can we just keep it on speakerphone maybe?
Let me try. Carl? Well, if I put you on my speaker on the phone, you can probably hear everyone and we can hear you, and it's being video recorded. So can we do that? Stay on the phone. Hold on a second. Yeah. Okay, say something, Carl. Can everyone hear him?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I just want you to know, Carl, we did a bunch of motions without you. Well, we got you now, so I'll keep you right here. So, yeah, we're almost up at the director's report. I think we might be. The only thing I wanted to say, if you don't mind, Tom, about the payment of bills, We were pleasantly surprised to get our first bill this year from the sheriff's office. For the first 3 months of the year, the bill was under $3,000, and it's usually over that each month. So that's been a very nice savings for us. And we'll get to justice courts later on, but I just wanted to mention that. Carl, or Tom, is there anything else?
Nothing really jumped out at me as far as the bills or the monthly report at this point. I mean, it's so quiet, and our expenditures are down, our revenues are down a little bit in some of the areas, but they're not big ticket items at this point.
All right. So remember last month you gave us like a percentage of what we had spent, or at least that's what I thought you did for the first quarter,
Yes.
highway and general. That was, when you were talking about class, those percentages were NICLAS, or those were meant through April of this year? I just wasn't clear if that 30%, what was it, 33% for the general fund and 30%?
That was a percentage of the budget that we've earned on interest year to date.
So just because these are such crazy, unusual times, I was wondering if it would be possible for each month instead of each quarter, we sort of get an idea of where we stand with the percentage of money spent from the general fund and percentage of money spent from highway.
Oh, I can give you that right now.
I would love it if we could do it every month, just because things are so precarious right now. And I don't
Well, it's a new,
that would be helpful to the rest of us.
yeah, especially because it's a whole new board.
True.
Yep.
True
Whatever
too.
you would like, I'm more than happy to provide it. It's not a big deal, and I'm going to go get those numbers right now for you.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Thanks, Tom.
Many computers here on my desk.
Thanks, Tom.
Carl, you still with us?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Good idea. Sounds good.
Okay. Do we want to move on to Nikki's report, the clerk's report for the moment, while Tom's getting that?
Sounds good.
Probably should,
Okay,
just
Nikki.
because of our time limit.
I was thinking the same thing for timing, if we could move on. Everyone have the chance to review the April 6, 2020 meeting minutes?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Great job.
I would make
Great job.
up those minutes from April 6th that were prepared by. Carl seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, I was wondering if I could have permission to become a licensing agent to sell hunting and fishing licenses along with my deputy, Debbie Rapp.
I make a motion that you send the paper into New York State DEC to get trained.
I'll second it.
Sheila beat you, Carl, so Sheila seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, I was trying to clean out the vault a little, and there's a lot of things back there that are just taking up space, and the space is pretty precious back there. There are some 2 old shredders that we've tried to plug in. We've tried to fix them. They're broken. There's an old Dell hard drive, the old laptop that was the assessor's. He said there's some personal info, like social security numbers on there, so that would have to be shredded. So I was hoping to have permission to find a way to properly dispose of these items.
So just out of curiosity, I had an email that I don't know the process for what happens up there, and I was just curious. So that information, does it get downloaded somewhere again and saved, or how does that work?
Are you talking about like the social security numbers and things like that?
Yeah, like all that information. So does it get archived somewhere, like in a cloud, or what? Where?
Larry's, I can tell.
You're shredding a computer that has information on it, but do you what happens to the information you might need? Do you see what I'm saying?
I believe Larry takes his and puts it on the new computer. Larry's was an updated computer.
Okay, so I guess my only thing is, with all the shredding that you're going to do, are we sure that those are
Save?
done with. Do you know what I mean?
I
Yes.
believe that's why he put it in the vault.
Okay, Larry's, but there was a couple other items on there.
There was one other. I
There's
believe,
just
Nikki.
one. Yeah, there's an old Dell hard drive. I don't know whose it is to even ask, but I did
So
ask
shouldn't
Larry.
we need to find out first on the hard drive. I feel we should find out and make sure that we don't need that hard drive. Because, like, how do you know if you don't need that hard drive or what's on there? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
No, I totally understand. They've just been sitting back there. So typically I asked Larry, I knew there was a post-it right on it that said Larry's old laptop. So I made it a point to reach out to him today, and he had said, I don't need anything on there, but it cannot be saved. It has to be shredded or destroyed because it does have social security numbers. And then the broken shredders, I mean, those I figured we could dispose of properly. But I don't know if anyone knows who that Dell hard drive belongs to. I would be happy.
Where did you find it, Nikki? It's in the vault?
Yeah, it was behind an old recycling bin, like crammed up.
Does it have a serial number on it? Because did it come up on the inventory list?
I don't know. I'd have to check the inventory.
Let's check the serial number.
Okay.
Before we get rid of that, and then there was a VPN or something, or some other
Backup, a battery backup that is dead.
Okay, so at least with the hard drive, I would say my opinion is we don't get rid of that unless we know exactly what's on it.
Okay.
The
So-
other stuff,
Yeah, let's look at the inventory list. That inventory list needs updating in the worst way. It has things on there from the 1980s, 90s.
so yeah,
Yes,
that's
and I believe Debbie made a copy for everyone and asked everyone. She put copies
Yes.
in mailboxes and asked everyone to update. We did that about a month ago, but I'm not sure how much.
I've got them in my office, but I don't know if the items you're talking about are identified there by anything. So maybe we should table this just to make sure that we've got everything proper.
Okay.
And it just highlights to me that we need a disposition of property policy in a worse way so that we know how to handle this stuff, especially when it comes to computers.
Okay.
So,
All right. So,
Good way to go about it.
yeah. So
yeah, I think
if you don't mind holding off. Plus, I put the personal computer that was in the supervisor's office. I disconnected with the thing. It's completely outdated and put it in the back storage room. So that probably could be put into this group as well and declared surplus.
I was going to bring that up. When I was in the back room earlier, I saw there was some old equipment back there, and I'm like, "What is this?" Like,
No, and I made a note of it. I got it all identified with all the serial numbers. So
okay.
we would know where it came from. But I just wanted to say that's back there. So if we're getting rid of things, that can go too.
Okay. So we'll table that then. I was just hoping to clean up
Yeah.
some of the clutter back there. Two more things. I know we're really quick on time.
Go ahead.
I did tell Renee in January when I first took office, there's a petty cash drawer back there. It only had $120 in petty cash. It's supposed to have $125. I verbally mentioned it, and then tax season happened, so I never went on the record. So I just wanted to bring that up. There was $100 in the tax collecting, and then there were 4 $5 bills. So there's 120, not 125. That 25 is supposed to be for town clerk. There's only 20.
So what do you want us to do something about that, or you just want to make a record of the fact that $5 short when you came in?
I was actually going to ask Ann. I was originally feeling I should be asking for a $5 voucher. I just don't know if there's ever an audit. If I have to show a certain amount, I feel like I should probably have the $25.
He should.
Yes, that is correct. You should have the $25. So I would recommend next month putting in a voucher for $5 to replenish missing petty cash.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay, that's
All right, my
good.
last thing is, I was going through meeting minutes. I was updating the town clerk meeting book, which is in the vault, that I have to put all of old town clerk minutes. Then I noticed that the meeting minutes from November 6th actually state September 4th, so I just wanted permission to change those.
I make a motion,
Go ahead.
I make a motion that you go ahead and you're allowed to change the date.
Second,
Yeah, and I would just say, as far as discussion goes, I think that Tom Chartrand and Tom Purcell, correct me if I'm wrong, both verified that those were the minutes from that November meeting, not, it was mistakenly dated September. But both of them said it was, so, any other discussion on that, you guys?
No,
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Tom, Chartrand found the meeting minutes, because all of the minutes from November and December from last year are not the town website. So I know that Tom Chartrand came, did you take minutes from those October meetings?
I did take the minutes at the October budget meeting minutes, yes.
Okay, so we found those as well. I do believe, but I would need to look again in the November minutes that everything was accepted by the November board. The ones where we found the December 30th meeting minutes, but we're still missing the meeting minutes for the regular December first of the month meeting. But none of them are on the website at this moment. So anything that we've gotten approved, and Nikki, maybe you can work on getting that done, to get it to Veronica, to get it, whatever we do have that is approved, up on the website, and still continue to work on the rest.
I'll work on that this week.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Okay, thanks, Nikki. Don Purcell?
Yep, since we got their new plow truck, I would like the town board to approve of declaring the following items as surplus equipment so I can put them on the internet auction site called Auctions International. The first thing is a 2004 International 5600 Series 6x6 plow truck with a one-way plow, double wings, and a Sander dump box combo. The second thing is 11 24/5 large truck tires, which we are trying to make all the trucks in the shop the same size. So these are things, they're outdated sizes that we no longer need. And the third thing is an old set is a plow and a left and a right wing. I'd like to declare all these surplus so we can put them on the auction internet.
I make that motion that everything you just read off to be declared surplus, so it can be taken care of for the auction.
I second it. Go ahead.
Get everybody a second. Okay, so Carl made the motion. I seconded it. Any discussion?
Nope.
All those in
I have a
favor?
discussion item. The board needs to set a residual value on that truck, or we need to have the auction come due so that the board can accept or deny the value that we offered.
Tom, do you have a residual value? Or is that something that needs to be?
Tom Chartrand, didn't we say like 12 grand on that truck when we discussed it at budget workshop, or?
Let me see what I've got on the budget, since I've got it right up here. And our sale of equipment was $15,000, so that's what we had estimated it at budget time.
And that was just,
And do the motion of residual of 15,000 on it. The truck, the 2004 double wing, left wing truck.
so can I ask a question before what does that mean? Does that mean that we cannot accept an offer for less than that?
Correct. The board would have to come back and lower the residual value, and then Tom would have to re-auction it.
Oh.
Are you comfortable that 15,000 is obtainable at auction?
I hope so.
Okay,
It's an old wore out truck, but
okay.
You said it was 2004?
yeah.
2004.
2004.
How many miles? How many hours?
Oh boy, you would have to ask that. I don't have that right in front of me.
That's okay. I'll look it up. I have it in my notes. Don't worry about
All
it.
right, so Carl has revised his, motion to include the residual value of 15K. And I seconded it, so I would do this. Any other discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Good luck, Tom.
Thanks. I got one more thing. As of Monday, April 27th, 1 week ago today, all the highway employees came back full time. So we implemented a plan of, social distancing. Instead of meeting in the break room in the morning and give out orders, we just meet in the shop. So we're all social distancing. We got a cleaning station just inside the door. So everything that we use during the day and everything gets wiped down as we leave the shop. We have rubber gloves and we got masks, and everybody goes to the job site. Hopefully one person per vehicle. If we can't, we make sure we're wearing masks as we go to the job site. So those are the safety things we've got implemented, and we're definitely, doing a good job of it. My guys, I'm impressed. They're all doing the cleaning, so it's working out well.
And they're sanitizing at the end? of their
That's
shift?
correct. Yep. Everything that we use during the day gets wiped down, and we wipe everything down on our way out the door. So
Good job, Tom.
Yeah,
thanks.
yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're the
That's
biggest
all I have.
crew, your crew.
You're
We
the
have
best.
15 minutes.
No, we actually got an extension. It came up on the Zoom, but that's okay. Let's go on to Bob anyway. Did everybody read his report?
Yes. Good job, Bob.
Bob, you're really
It's
bringing
not
it.
me. It's
Amazing.
the other person over here. It's really, she's been kicking us in the butt for us. I owe it to Leslie.
Well, give yourself some credit too.
Yes.
No. One thing we brought up today and brought it up today was the books. The new books as of May 1st, we're going with the 2018 codes. I did not push to get the books. I guess Tom sent me something out, or Tom sent me something about what Lafayette is buying, the set, and it's $690.
Yeah.
That's what
That's correct.
we can't do anything about that. That's what they go for. Right now, I think that's going to put the codes office budget over. By
By a little, you're right.
it's going to put us over by about $70 the year. But we bought a new phone, new computer. So I just want to bring that up.
Do you need those immediately? Like that would be nice to have, I take it?
I'm going online right now looking at solar arrays on a roof that we're trying to permit. So, and I hate going online and trying to find that stuff because you have to bounce between books. So whenever we get them, the better. As soon as we get them, the better. And that's my fault for not doing it sooner.
And we weren't able to locate them anywhere up in the town at all.
These are brand new.
They're outdated anyway.
Oh, okay.
As of May 1st, we went from 2015 to the 2018 codes. So this is
Sorry.
brand new.
Okay.
The 2015 code books, my friend of mine from a different, let me borrow one of his sets of books.
Okay. Well, then you got to do what you got to do, right?
Right.
Well, I just wanted to bring that up that my department's over budget.
Tom Chartrand, if he needs a budget transfer to cover the cost of that, does he take it out of another line of his, or how do we do that?
Well, I'm not showing him currently being over budget year to date. I'm showing $680 approximately left in his equipment line and $2,884 left in his contractual line that would normally come out of. In the big picture, we're not over budget, but I think later in the year, we're going to have to transfer some money somewhere. But we may have some extra in the personal services line based on unless his workload increases significantly for the rest of the year.
I hope not.
But do we just need to approve that?
And I think we make a motion for Bob to order the books, the 2018 code books.
I second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
One other thing that I need to bring up is this house on Canary Housing on Academy Street. They're proposing a 4-unit house for, I'm gonna call them disabled. Back on May 9th in 2018, Jeff Cook issued a permit for them to do this project, but what I'm finding out is they never got a zoning change. That area is hamlet residential. And now if we go into a commercial, that SP building or SP zone, I was talking to Tim about that. We have to go for a special permit from the board to issue this. How do we want to handle this?
Is there any record? There's no record. And does anybody recall this project going before the planning board for a special permit?
No. Tim, I went over today and met with Nikki and we went online. No money was ever put in for a zone change. There's nothing in the minutes. I did a search of the minutes for that address and there's nothing.
Okay.
And I don't remember anything. I questioned the woman if she sent out certified letters. I mean, because that would trigger, because there's a lot of houses within 1,000 feet up there. And she admitted, no, they did not send any letters out.
But this is not a zone change because it's an allowed use in the hamlet commercial zone.
Is it for 4 families? 4 units?
Not for 4, for 3.
Oh, I thought. Okay.
I think that's the problem, is they're putting a 4th apartment in there.
They originally wanted to put 3 apartments in here. The bank advised them to go with 4. They wanted the plans they gave me now show 4 units.
Okay, I did not have an opportunity to look at the book. Bob and I talked about 430. So let me take a look at the book to see what's allowed in that district. If a special permit is required, then they'll have to go to the planning board for a special permit.
Okay.
And their permit is expired?
The original building permit's expired. They applied. They dropped the application off on 4/24. Well, she filled out the application on 4/24. I just got this middle of last week for a new permit. And they want to start doing work this week, and I just told her I'm not going to issue this until we get this cleared up. You know,
That's for the building permit, right?
That's correct.
So the building permit expired, but
Yes.
they never did get a special permit, it sounds like.
No.
She asked me how the past administration can issue a permit like that. And
So there was no way to go back into an email trail to codes either, correct? There was no email trail whatsoever of any of this?
she says no.
Who said no? She does?
I'm sorry?
She said no, the applicant or the
Yes.
builder, whoever is building it?
Karen Kearney.
She said today that she only applied for a building permit.
Well,
Yeah, I think somehow this wasn't done properly and it needs to be fixed, Bob. So
Right.
I work with Tim and, we'll figure it out. It's like, it sounds like the bank didn't bother to check the codes.
It doesn't matter. They applied for a 3-unit house there, and it's not permitted.
Right.
So whether it's 3-unit or 4-unit, doesn't matter.
So the permit wasn't supposed to be issued to begin
In the
with.
first place.
Yeah,
That's
right.
correct.
All right.
So how do you go backwards? Are we allowed to go backwards?
it expired, Sheila.
Okay, so it's expired and now we just start over again and, okay.
Right.
Okay,
So I explained to them I'm not going to issue it. I can't issue until this is straightened around.
okay.
Carl, are you still with us, Carl?
Yeah, Yeah,
Okay,
I'm listening
okay.
to it, yeah.
Okay.
All right, two more quick things.
Yeah.
Real quick, two more things.
Goes before the board for change that needs to be done.
All right, I will
Yep.
talk to them tomorrow. Nikki, one of the things for inventory, I do have one of the screens, large screens out of the back storage room.
Okay.
When I brought the old computer home, I took one of the screens. So it's not back there. I think it was one of Renee's, so it's not back there. I've got it.
Okay.
Just
Thank you for letting me know.
the last thing I've got is Tim Wilsey is a third-party electrical inspector. We've had some issues trying to get closeout documentation from him. I don't know how this is handled, but we do have another gentleman, Rick. I forgot his last name, the paperwork's in the office.
Kersey, R-S-E-Y.
Okay, he wants to be a third-party electrical inspector, and I'd like to put him on our list.
Is there a limit of how many people we can have, or is there a special, like, do they have to have a permit within our county, or how does that all work? I don't know.
They come to us and apply to work for us.
Okay.
I mean, we don't pay them.
So Tom Chartrand, is there a limit of how many a town can have, or Tim, do you know? Carl?
I don't believe there's a limit.
We always had 3 names to choose from, in case one couldn't make it to that, or something, yeah.
I think other towns have different numbers, so I'm not
So
sure.
it doesn't matter, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And the person has to be licensed by the state, and
They are.
Right.
this person is licensed, so.
We have his insurance paperwork. We have all his information, yes.
And I sent it all to the board, so you all have it too, so you would
Yeah.
know that we have.
I think we should add him onto the list, give the people a choice.
Okay.
But I
Yeah,
agree.
as long as there's no limit, then yeah, absolutely.
Right, good idea.
I will compile all this, but you'll have all this information by next board meeting. We will update the website. There's some paperwork applications that need to be, dollar amounts have to be correct on the applications. So I will
Okay.
get it straight around. I will work with VAS and get the information on there.
Do we have to approve, do we need to make a motion to approve this electric inspector to go on our list?
Yes,
I would move to add Richard Kersey
I
to
second
our
that.
electrical inspection list. He has the proper. And Judy seconded. Any discussion?
I'll leave on there.
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Bob, as far as the other individual that's on the list, who, if you find he doesn't want to do this work anymore, just let us know and we can always remove him. Right now, he's still on the list though, right?
He's still on the list. I've some emails. I've got a copy of all the emails for a file. But we'll see how it goes with him.
Okay,
He still owes us a couple pieces of paper.
okay. Do any of the town councilors have anything? Nobody got back to me, so I didn't add anything to the list.
I did get back to you. I'm not, it's just thoughts for later. You know, I am right now just researching VPN and video conferencing needs for the future for the town hall. I'm just doing a lot of reading with a couple of different companies. And just so we don't forget, start projects that we have coming, web updates and Facebook policy, John Shaheen's solar project, town building committee. We are going to meet when we can all meet, hopefully next month. And I just wanted to get involved in the drainage Kohler property updates. I don't know if we've had any, Renee, or not, but that's been going on for so long. So just so that's like tabled for our next meeting.
Believe me, the list that you just have.
Yeah, I know.
Sewer consolidation, it goes on, and everything
Yeah.
really is stalemate until we can get moving again with so much.
Yeah.
The drainage, the sewer consolidation contract that the county wants us to enter into, was going to be, preceded by informational sessions with the people that would be affected.
Yeah.
In light of the fact that their tax increase on the drainage districts went up so significantly, and we don't want to surprise them again this year with something different. So I thought it would be good, but we can't hold the informational sessions, so we can't move the sewer consolidation
Yeah,
forward.
So
So
just
there's
go there.
everything sort of like stuck.
yeah,
That's the word I would use. Everything's stuck. So
hopefully next month.
yes, holding pattern. So, but I appreciate all your work on the website. Sheila, I'll talk to you later because there's some things that I discovered today when I was there and I want to share with you. But
Yeah, and Veronica is working diligently.
she's
So
great.
yeah,
Thank you,
she's running
Veronica.
and doing everything.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Okay.
So I'll jump to my list, which seems like it's a little bit long, but it really isn't. I just wanted to let the public know about what to expect in terms of town operations in May. We sort of are really at mercy of what the state and county decide. So if anybody does listen to the dailies from both the governor and the county executive, you know that there is improvement with COVID, but not enough to be able to say we can reopen things. The governor has come out with a list of 12 item checklist that before you can open, you've got to check all the boxes. County executive today said we're close, but we haven't got all the boxes checked. So we will keep the public and out of the town hall for the time until we do otherwise. All of our offices, however, are being staffed, but we're spreading out the hours so that people can practice social distancing and other precautions with masks and gloves. And even if we reopen at some point, it's obviously going to be a slow transition back to full capacity, just like it was when we came down to zero capacity, which is what we are at right now as far as being able to interact with each other and with the public. So I just want people to know you can reach out to us, go to the website, there's phone numbers, and there's email addresses. You can message us. You will get responses. We are available. The public hearing we were supposed to have today on the Route 92 zone change, I spoke with the attorney. The planning board hadn't gotten enough information in a timely fashion to be able to put that before a planning board meeting in April, so it's going before their May meeting. So because of that, and because he has to notice the residents within the 1,000 feet, I think, of the property, we decided to put both of those hearings, bump them both into June, so it just made more sense. So he's going to be sent one mailing with 2 notices, one for the town board hearing, public hearing on the zone change, and one for the planning board, public hearing on the. So on June 1st, we should be holding that public hearing, so we will need to get a legal notice out, Nikki, on that.
Okay.
Renee, should we make a motion to officially have the public hearing?
I think we should.
So I'll make a motion, we have the public hearing for the zone change.
I second it.
Route 92 zone change.
And Carl's doing it too, so. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Tim, I skipped right over you, and I didn't mean to. I don't know, I was going in order of town board or town officials, but one of the things that we should address is how we handle, and that's why I put that, I should have put it on your list of the resolution to continue to pay full-time and part-time town employees. For the most part, all of our employees are working, even though they're not present. So I don't know, you sent the resolution, the draft, and I shared it with the board. So if you just want to address that briefly. Sorry, I skipped over that.
Yeah, that's okay. The governor's executive order is still in place in terms of having 50% of non-essential employees work from home. So we have to extend the resolution that we passed last month to at least June 1st, unless the governor decides that he's going to let people go back to work in terms of the municipalities. We're going to have to extend that. The one thing we did take out was the local emergency. We felt that wasn't required anymore since the state has declared an emergency in the county. So that's been taken out. It's simply to allow us to pay people who are working from home.